Welcome to the video for number 57 for the AP Calculus AB summer assignment. So number 57, you're being asked to graph y equals ln of x squared. Now that one does look pretty interesting. For number 56, what we did for that problem was that we took the parent function for y equals ln x and then made a transformation by shifting 4 right. This one's a little bit sneaky because it's y equals ln x squared. So here's what I'm going to do first. Let's ask ourselves, what is a log equation, right? What does that really mean? So y equals ln x squared, which is equivalent to saying y equals log base e x squared. Now if I transform that to an exponential equation, I would have this, right? Or we could say x equals plus or minus root e to the y power. Now, if we carefully think about it, there's no way that x squared or x itself can ever equal 0. Because how can you take a number like e, which is roughly 2.7, raise it to some power and make it 0? That can never happen. Another thing to think about too is that what if x got very close to 0, like 0.1, 0.01, or from the other side of the y-axis, negative 0.01, or negative 0.0001. Y itself would have to be negative to be able to equal whatever x squared would be. So we're going to see a vertical asymptote at x equals 0. Also, we're going to notice that if y were 0 itself, x could be 1. But because it's plus or minus, right, x equals plus or minus root e to the y, we could have negative 1. Or the fact that you're squaring x, so if you have a positive or negative value for x, the output's going to be positive. So if you plug negative 1 in for x, y will still be 0. Also, what if y held a value of 1? If y held a value of 1, then x would be root e, or negative root e. Or what if y were 2? If y were 2, then x itself would have to be e to match the left side. Or it could be negative e, because if you square negative e, you also get e squared. Remember, e is roughly 2.7, so we have a point right there, and also roughly right there. So here's how our graph would look. Again, we have points at 1, 0, negative 1, 0, e, comma 2, negative e, comma 2, asymptote at x equals 0. And then our domain, if we write this in interval notation, we're going from negative infinity to 0, and from 0 to infinity. So 0 is not included, which is why I don't have parentheses. Our range still is all real numbers, or an interval notation from negative infinity to infinity. So that's how you would generate the graph y equals ln of x squared.